It's time for the Daily Stand Up Podcast presented by Agile Dad with your host, Lee Henson. Without any further ado, let's get started. Anyone who's known me knows that I'm a big fan of trying to get things organized and get my life in order. And people can attest that I try hard to live a stress-free or low-stress life. But what I can tell you is sometimes that's a luxury that I just can't achieve. So I thought it'd be fun to review the top 5 keys that I feel to help relieve stress in your life. Now, I have done all of these. I don't claim to be a master of all of these, but I will share them with you. And these, like I said, with these 5 keys and a quarter, you would have a quarter. It's not that I'm trying to proclaim to be the expert at these, but I simply want to share some of the things that I do that I feel either really make a difference or really add value to my day. So here we go. So let's start here. Life has a way of piling demands and expectations. Whether you're at home juggling your family commitments or at work grappling with deadlines, in this fast paced world, stress is just inevitable. Let's face it, right? I'm here to share with you that serenity and balance are not only attainable, but sustainable. So let's go through this list of 5. And I didn't put them in any order. I know I should have, but let's go through the list of 5. And I'm going to start with one that I learned from a very dear friend of mine, Sarah Bailiff. It's about mindfulness and meditation. Now, I've heard about it before her, but she's the one who taught me the importance of this. The first step towards alleviating stress is to learn to become fully present in the moment. Mindfulness isn't just a buzzword, it's a practice. It's been proven to reduce stress hormones, and you don't have to become the meditation guru. You just need to take a few minutes of your day to disconnect from the chaos around you, close your eyes, do a quick breathing exercise. It could be 60 or 90 seconds, or just take one deep breath. Focus on your breathing. This simple act, it works wonders. It helps. You can literally feel the stress peeling away when you do this, and it helps you restore balance and clarity to your mind. A lot of times when I forget things, I'll go in and I'll do that exercise where I'll just breathe. And when you breathe, the things you discover when you breathe are just so incredible. People don't realize the gift of air. All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2 is physical exercise. Now, while I try so hard every day to ride my bike and every day to try to get in better physical shape, recently I discovered that I'm struggling with exercise-induced asthma. So there's certain days where I ride and I feel really good, and other days where I start to ride and I can feel all my airways closing, which means I have to promptly stop riding. So you may have heard the saying, a healthy mind and a healthy body is truer. That's truer than ever when it comes to stress relief. Physical exercise releases endorphins, and that's your body's natural stress reliever. Whether it's just a simple jog outside, it could be 10 minutes, a brisk walk, even a quick set of push-ups or jumping jacks. It's just exercise in general has the ability to reset your mind and body. If you make exercise a regular part of your routine, you'll notice a reduction in your stress level. So it's as simple as calisthenics and doing basic things. You don't have to be an expert. One of my sons told me the other day that he's up to 50 push-ups a day. And I said, I wish I could do 50 push-ups a day. There was a point in a time where I could, but right now, no, not so much. But I have goals, right? I got goals. I got places to go. Number 3 is probably my favorite on this list, and I just referred to it as overall time management. One of the biggest stressors in the world, both at home and at work, is feeling like you're overwhelmed with everything you have to do and you just don't have time. Time management feels like a Herculean task in itself, but the truth is it's critical. It is so crucial for you to understand how to balance your time. One of the things that I've learned is that when you take your time and use it to serve other people, many times you get that time back tenfold, so or a hundredfold in some cases. What I've discovered is if you stop worrying about your own personal time and start investing time in others and things that you can do to give back to your family, to your community, to the people you love, to the people around you. How about this? To the people you don't love. It's time for us to get past having all these time struggles. And even if you just start by prioritizing your task and breaking them down into small, manageable chunks, hey, the agile way, right? Or write down your tasks and schedule them and say, this is all I can do for this time block. Do what you have to do to try to make things manageable and reasonable. But the key here is don't try to overcommit just because you have too many things to do. Try to scale back the work in such a way that you're only committing to what you can achieve so you get small wins that lead to big rewards. Okay. Number 4, also one of my favorites, build a support network. Never underestimate the power of a strong network. If you got people there that can support you, it could be family, friends, colleagues, people who offer a listening ear. These are all things that help you not feel overwhelmed. When you can openly talk about your stressors within this network, sometimes just verbalizing and actually getting your concerns out in the open, even if you're not addressing every one of them, the physical act of talking about it, the physical act of saying, hey, this is where we are, right? So important. Sometimes what you say and just getting it off your chest is the best therapy of all. I'm telling you, it's just a great way to feel the stress leave. And then the last one is one that I learned from my dad. This one says unplug and recharge. And here's, I wrote down this list because I didn't want to forget any. When I'm thinking about unplugging and recharging, my dad loves to fish. And for many years, I didn't understand why. I'm like, why does he always like to go fishing? And at first I thought it was so he could be alone or so that he could just contemplate things, or I really didn't understand. But what I quickly realized is that even in his job, before cell phones were even as smart as they are now, before technology was to this point with AI and everything else going on, people need a chance to just disconnect. It's all these things that are requiring our time that cause us that heightened stress level. Oh, I got to reply to people immediately. I got to do this. I got to do that. Sometimes it's imperative just to unplug, breathe, and recharge your mental battery. If you allocate specific times in your day and turn off all notifications, maybe even step away from your computer if you're working from home. Step away from all your electronic devices. Take off that smartwatch. I know it sounds crazy. I'm almost to the point now. I'm very close to where I'm going to give up my smartwatch and go back to a regular watch because I don't need the thing buzzing every 4 seconds telling me what's going on. I don't need to know when my heart rate increases or decreases, or I'm not taking enough breaths, or, or I took too many steps, or I didn't take enough steps, or it's time for me to stand up. You all know those things I'm talking about. And as much as I love the invention and creation of this watch, I just wish sometimes that I would have stuck with my analog regular watch routine. I have a huge collection of beautiful watches that I have very rarely gotten to wear because I'm relying on the watch to tell me everything about myself. And I think it's time for me to unplug and relax. And I think once you do, you can figure out things like, what do you enjoy? Do you want to read a book? Spend time with family or loved ones? Or how about this? Go fishing. Because I think sometimes when you can separate yourself and put yourself at one with nature, you can really reconnect to who you are. So with that, I have a challenge. Now, this challenge isn't about just ticking off boxes, but I want you to start and take this 1 week at a time over the next month. So over the next 30 days, take this 1 week at a time. For the first week, I want you to begin every single day with a 5-minute breathing mindfulness exercise. Focus only on your breathing, eliminate all other thoughts, and do it for 300 seconds a day. 5 minutes is all I'm asking. 5 minutes, not a long time. That's for the first week. During the second week, continue the breathing exercise, but try to incorporate at least 20 minutes of physical activity into your daily routine. It could be anything to get your heart rate up. It could be jumping jacks by your computer. It could be doing a few push-ups. It could be going on a brisk walk, going for a swim where you're actually swimming. Any of those things are going to actually help you to get that heart rate up and help you get moving. So you get your mind moving, you get your heart moving. Then on week 3, you still do your 5-minute mindfulness exercise and you still do your 20 minutes of physical activity, but add in a daily schedule that includes tasks that you have to do, big and small, and try to stick to those schedules as close as possible. So if every Wednesday you have a book club, put that in there. Make sure you try to set up a schedule and try to stick to it. And these are all easy to do. They're pretty easy to manage, and there's no penalty if something happens and you have to adjust. But you should try to put together a schedule. I think it's going to help calm you down and you'll feel better. And then on week 4, while you're still doing all the previous 3 things, start reaching out to a support network. Have at least one meaningful conversation a day about something that's on your mind. So find something that you can do that's on your mind and reach out to someone and talk about it. But I think the big key is this. If you want the bonus round is find 1 hour a day where you can completely unplug. Find 1 hour a day where you can completely unplug and just see how it goes. And what I can tell you, I can promise you this, if you do these things, your life's going to be way less stressful. That's going to do it for me today. I hope that you have an amazing weekend. If you have a topic you want us to discuss on the Agile Dad Daily Stand-Up Podcast, feel free to reach out to us. Learn more at agiledad.com. We would love to hear from you. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next Monday, do take care.